Scotland is enormous. They call it a country of contrasts, where ancient history meets an untamed wilderness. But to truly understand its immense scale, you have to hit the road. So join us as we road trip across it, all the way to the Isle of Skye, with everything in between. So, let's start just outside Edinburgh. Well, they're pretty massive, I'm going to say. I think you can even see them on camera from here. These are the Kelpies, and they're named after the mythical shape-shifting water horses of folklore. But the artist's real inspiration was the working horses that would have been pulling barges along Scotland's canals and working in the fields that now surround this very spot. Goodbye, horses. Next up is a long drive, past Glencoe and Ben Nevis, which we've already explored in the previous videos in this series. But just beyond them is our next stop, and it's an iconic landmark, famously appearing in a series of films carrying a certain magical train. Well, I think you can probably tell where we are. The Jacobite steam train crosses this viaduct on its way to Fort William, and there's one final passing left today. There's only one problem. It's in 10 minutes. The sun has come out just for you.
Yeah, it's making it really warm.
So, it turned out the train is running late, which, for the first time ever, we're actually happy about.
20 minutes of sitting on an uncomfortable rock.
In the mud.
Yep.
Just when we were starting to lose hope, we heard an unmistakable distant noise. As the train disappeared into the trees, it's safe to say this was worth the climb, because this viaduct seems to exist outside of time, and it's a reminder that you're lucky to be a small part of its history, even if it's just for a little while.
Oh, it's very nice. I really enjoyed that. It's like anticipation, and then the train comes, and the surroundings are so peaceful. There's no road noise. You can enjoy the scenery, the view, the mountains, and if it's not raining, it's a plus.
As epic as this was, we're still only at the beginning. But we decided to take a scenic route back to the car park and stumbled across this. So I think this is a really great example of just the sort of things that you can find when exploring without necessarily a goal. So make sure, if you come to Scotland, to just get lost, because you never know what you'll find.
Like me.
Okay, it's almost time to venture deep into the Highlands now. But first, there are two more Harry Potter spots very close by. Maybe not the best time to come after a day of full-on rain. First, you wouldn't recognize it if you didn't know what you were looking for. This is the very spot Hagrid's hut was placed in the films.
You're a wizard, Hagrid.
I bet if we get behind this tree, right here. Yeah, that's pretty familiar. And next up, a fitting final Harry Potter themed stop for this video, on an otherwise unimportant island, is this. It translates to the Island of the Moss, and so visually iconic it is that it was chosen as Dumbledore's final resting place. You can actually see a small plaque on the island if you look closely, and I'm pretty sure that that is the plaque of Dumbledore's grave. What's funny is it's actually only a 10-minute drive down the road from Glenfinnan Viaduct, so you can kind of see how they would have stumbled across this. Today marks the day we embark into the true wilderness of the Highlands. But we decide to stop just beside Fort William to find a little piece of lost history. Built in 1975 as a fishing vessel, this ship worked in the North Sea for many years, And after changing hands a few times, it was eventually moored nearby, with the intention of being converted into a houseboat. I didn't know it was made pretty much entirely out of wood, and it's so well preserved. However, on one stormy night in December 2011, the boat broke free from its moorings, and it drifted across the loch and ran aground on this very shore, where it's been ever since. So we're just in the middle of nowhere, waiting for a bridge to open up to let a couple of boats into the loch. But to be honest, there are worse places to be stuck.
And we have snacks.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And we're about 5 minutes from our next stop. This is Invergarry Castle. In 1746, it was besieged, burned, and has never been rebuilt. But the history doesn't stop on the shore, because tucked quietly behind the castle lies something even more mysterious. Ow. 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 Yeah, I was sort of having to waddle. It's the morning after climbing Ben Nevis.
I don't think I'm doing much better than
No,
you.
you look terrible. This small wooden fishing boat's history is largely unrecorded, but some locals suggest it's been there for decades. And the contrast is incredible. The castle speaking of grand battles, and then this humble little boat speaking of a much simpler life, but both being slowly lost to time all the same. Now it's time. The largest and most famous loch in Scotland. Its shores home to monsters, pretty towns, and this castle, which is where we're going to be starting our Loch Ness adventure today. This is Urquhart Castle. It's basically right in the middle of Loch Ness. We can see almost the tip of it that way, and we can see almost the tip of it down that way. And the ruins are lovely, picturesque. Loch Ness, Ellie. You see the Loch Ness monster?
Not
Seen
yet,
anything?
but
No?
I'll be on the lookout.
Okay, good.
I'll let you know if I see it.
Let me know.
Yeah.
The tales of a mysterious creature inhabiting Loch Ness stretch back to the 6th century. However, since 1933, there has been a surge in sightings. To this day, the mystery continues, and for a split second, we even thought we might have caught our own glimpse from the shore. With the day beginning to draw to a close, we made our way to the charming village of Fort Augustus, famous for its magnificent series of lochs that connects the Caledonian Canal with Loch Ness.
Then I think I just found your Loch Ness monster.
Yeah?
It's just here. You know, all by myself I did this.
Yeah. It's more grassy than I expected. And after all the history and adventure of the day so far, we'd worked up quite an appetite, and Fort Augustus is the perfect spot for a bite to eat. What you got there, Ellie?
A fish as big as my head.
Bigger than your head, I think.
Yeah, probably. It's locally sourced, so that's nice.
Caught in the North Sea this morning.
Yes.
No joke, I think this is the best fish and chips we've ever eaten. Most fish and chips, I'm like, yeah, it's good, it's fish and chips, it hits the spot, but this one is doing much more than hitting the spot.
So if you're around Fort Augustus, get to monster fish and chips.
Finally, it was time to drive to our accommodation on the Isle of Skye. Usually a drive we wouldn't look forward to at the end of a long day when all you want to do is just sleep. But as soon as we looked at our route, we realized just how wrong we were. We just had to stop, and I just had to show you this view. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen a valley this wide open and wild. There are actually deer everywhere. Not too close to us, but we can sort of see them off in the distance. It's really rare. I've never seen anywhere else in the UK quite like this.
you just really cannot stop stopping, if that makes sense. It's like we're just trying to get to our accommodation, but every single 20 minutes is just something that you just can't resist. Some kind of landscape, some kind of thing that just sort of pulls your eyes towards it.
Finally, we made it to our accommodation. But once again, we were pulled towards another site that we neither expected nor could pass up.
Just look at this. We're literally staying right here. Isn't that amazing? Like, we were driving through to get here and we were saying, oh, we just want to stop and have a look at everything, and then we get here and we have it.
And the more that we look around, the more I start to think that this landscape is going to extend into the Isle of Skye. So
It's gonna be exciting tomorrow.
we're ready tomorrow, but I will leave you with some of these incredible views to finish off what has been an incredible, peaceful, adventurous, historical Scottish day.
Yeah, with some very achy legs.
Yeah.